Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. This your host, Dre Bailey.
And this your man, Cruz Thomas. What
Bill
it is,
Blockham
people?
in the building, man, every Saturday, 2 p.m., man. It's what we do. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man. Shout out to all you cyber crime investigators out there, man.
And criminals.
And criminals.
Cyber criminals.
Make it make sense to me.
Cyber
We got a lot of
criminals.
people out here cyber bullying, cyber crime, cyber
complaining,
caping.
Oh, they definitely cyber caping.
Cyber.
Oh, that's happening.
Cyber.
Jeez. Cyber everything. They've moved their lives to social media. So
cyber phishing, cyber catfishing.
Yeah. So
whatever you could do cyber, we got even real,
We got cyber doctors, cyber lawyers.
Yes.
Cyber, fake athletes.
Yeah.
Cyber athlete.
Yeah, cyber athletes. Yeah.
Won't talk to nobody in their face, but they will talk bad about them on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know some of those people.
Cyber dads. Cyber super dads. Cyber.
Whoa. That was a big one.
We got cyber heterosexuals that are not heterosexual outside of Cyber League. Does that make sense?
I'm coming now. Coming.
Social media has taken on its own entity.
It's crucial, bro.
It has taken on its own identity.
Yeah.
You are able to become
The greatest
ever you want to be.
of all time.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I scored 50 points one time. You walk like you can't even make a layup. Boy, stop
it. Cut the crap.
It's always good to grow up in a place where other people can vouch for your success or for some of the things that you've done.
Here's some things too. There is a thing called Google, a search engine, right? So all these things that people say they've done,
It can be looked up.
look it up.
It can be looked up.
It can be looked up.
But I think it's better to
search
have
engine.
somebody that was there with you that can say, yeah, he was there because I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people out here catfishing. We don't catfish Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show.
No reason to.
Actually, we tell you to call the show,
Yeah.
test
no
our
reason to.
sports knowledge. Let's talk sports. We've even invited we've invited over 10,000 people to our show.
Still reason.
Pro athletes, professional athletes, ex-pro athletes, ex-professional athletes, actors, entertainers, all
had
type
a
of
lot of people
walks
on
of
the show.
life. We've had chefs on the show. We have cooks on the show.
Yes.
We've had straight up ladies of the night on the show. They ain't gonna tell you that because they cyber.
Where's the flat football? Come on, can we get the flat
They're
football? Can we?
They're cyber legit ladies.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we get the flat football? Come on, please.
Oh.
No, it's not readily available. No, all right.
My thing is, why would you be on Facebook or any social media lying about your credentials?
Well,
Because at the end of the day, don't nobody really care. 20, 30 years later, who cares?
who cares? Those are the same people who are out there coaching their kids and living vicariously through their kids. You know, that type of deal.
I used to do this, and I did that, and I used to do this, and I did that. Ask him.
What you think Joe Jackson used to? What he used to say? Did you think Joe Jackson, you know, when he come across a conversation, he said, "You know what? I used to beat mine."
Ooh.
You know, because you know he get a lot of flack for beating them kids, but I mean,
If my dad was still alive, he'd tell you the same thing. I used to beat that.
Oh, absolutely, no question, no
I
doubt.
used to tear that up.
that's the problem. Some of y'all don't want to give your kids no beatings no more. It's okay to
I
keep
survived
a
it.
child in a child's place.
I
I
survived.
made it.
I survived it.
I think I can put my very last beating up against anybody's.
Now,
The
we're
very
not-
last beating I caught.
Now we're not talking about a beating and being abused are two.
Yes, totally
Different.
different.
Yes.
totally different.
We want to
Yes.
clarify that because
Yes.
you know we are socially conscious in 2022, and we would like to. Might as well go ahead. This year's going by
Just
fast.
push it forward, bro.
This
It's
year's
July,
going by
bro.
fast,
It's
bro.
July.
You might
It's
as well
July.
just get used to saying it here in a minute.
It's July, dog.
But you know, we are socially conscious, and the fact that you know we have to make sure that we say the right things. You know, you can't say certain things anymore. Certain names and certain phrases and things are off limits. You can't say the old
Even though they're in the-
Washington football team's logo. You can't say that name anymore. I
Even
guess.
though some of these words are still in the dictionary.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't say the R word. You can't say the
That's been out.
the G. You know, there's just certain.
I just think you can't reference it towards a person anymore. You can say it, but referencing it to the person calling somebody retarded, then that's out of.
Oh,
even
Lord.
saying it is getting.
That's too politically correct, man. No, I'm not gonna go there.
even saying it though here has been.
If I don't call you retarded,
right,
you know, and I'm talking about retardedness,
right, but even people get sensitive about it,
well,
Billy.
that's them.
People get sensitive about
That's
it.
them.
I understand.
That's them.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But I can understand, you know, the sensitivity of calling someone retarded
right. Yeah,
nowadays,
no doubt,
or
no doubt.
or even, you know, the F word when it comes to, you know, homosexual. You know, I can understand those, you know, but
Are you gonna get 22.5 for calling somebody that?
Shout out
Let
to
the ball
Minnesota,
bounce,
man.
Yeah, let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio.
hey,
where
he
we
got
talk
convicted.
more
and he got time.
than sports.
Shout
We
out to
talk about
Minnesota.
real life here on Let the Ball Bounce. Sports Talk Radio.
On this
man.
accord, shout out
Yeah.
to Minnesota
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
mean, there was a black officer not too long ago that shot a lady, killed her, and it was justified, and he still caught that time.
Right.
Caught some years.
Yes, 12 of them. Yeah. Yep, 12 years. I think he caught.
Yeah, half of what he did. Interesting.
Yep.
You know, follow Let the Ball Bounce on Gorilla Cross app on your phone, whether it's an iPhone or a Droid, Samsung, whatever it is, Obama phone. Find your Play Store. Go to Gorilla Cross. Find Let the Ball Bounce, Sports Talk Radio, LTBB.
Yes, sir.
Every Saturday at 2 p.m., every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Also follow us on Facebook, man, where we got the hottest sports talk page on social media.
True.
I'm constantly accepting people into the group, but constantly seeing only 20 to 30
It's the
people
same
watching the
people,
show.
man. It's the same people.
So we appreciate everybody who is loyal to the soil.
Yes,
Everybody
indeed,
who's
man.
been loyal to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. We
Y'all know
appreciate
who
you.
y'all are too, man.
You're on the live now. We appreciate every single one of you for giving us love and showing us support, man, as we give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio, man. That's what we do. Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, and that's with one T. Let the Ball Bounce on IG.
Y'all sounded fast on that one.
It was
Yeah.
a little quick. It was a little quick.
It was slow.
It was
I had to catch up, too.
the kung fu.
I had to
mhm.
catch up.
He was like, let the ball bounce on IG, man, where we got get hot and heavy, man, on
Yes,
IG,
sir.
man. We
Yes, sir.
appreciate everybody, man. Hit us up in your DM, or if you want to be a sponsor like Serenity Funeral Home,
Yeah,
a top 5 in Vegas.
no question, man. That's dope.
Wow.
It's freaking dope. Yeah.
Sight and Sound Candy or more if you want to be a sponsor
Yeah.
of the show, man. Hit us up at lettheballbounce@gmail.com.
Salute to Sight and Sound Candy. And
Yeah,
more,
man.
New hours for July. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
Same times. Thursday, Friday, Saturday though.
You know, I'm excited. I don't get excited about anything really, and when I saw that review put out about Serenity, it lets me know that over the past 2 years, we've been moving locations, and, there's been some drama and things that you have to kind of clean up to make your brand better. Better brand. Surround yourself with people who will support you and things like that, and to get a top 5 in Vegas, and really top 2 if you go onto the website. One of those names were misplaced, but us to be right after Serenity, to be right after Palms, man, it's a big thing, man.
It's
It's,
big,
it's
man.
huge,
It's gigantic.
and it just lets us know that regardless what goes on around you, you are still able to succeed if you put your head up and continue to move forward, and do not pay attention to all of the hating, all of the negativity, all of the things that other people got to say, because guess what? At the end of the day, your work will speak for itself.
Absolutely. agree.
I don't have to speak on any of my businesses. The businesses and people who, patronize those businesses will speak for that business. Kind of like we said last week, we don't have to go on Facebook and brag about how good of fathers we are. That comes from the people lives that we've touched, whether it be our own kids or kids that we've, taken under our wing
Absolutely.
through that journey.
Yeah, absolutely.
So big ups to everybody over at Serenity, man, for continuing to be high class and excellence, black excellence, and making sure that we serve this community the right way, man.
Yep.
So,
And that's basically it. If you're doing stuff the right way, all the other stuff.
bruh, it's the only way to do it. People get a little bit money or start a little business or get a PPP loan, and they tell the PPP loan people that they're gonna do this X, Y, and Z with the money, but when they get the money, they don't do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Like my man's got 1.2 million and just went on a Ferrari shopping spree, man.
A
I said,
Ferrari shopping
wow.
spree. Wow.
1.2? And you just bought Ferraris?
And
Copy
they got
that,
the
bro.
nerve
Copy
to
that, bro.
think that they're going to get away with it.
Copy that, bro. Gee whiz.
They got the nerve to think they're going to get that government dough and not
That
do what
government
you,
cheese.
and not
Real
do
government cheese.
what you applied for.
Come on, G.
So, shouts out once again to Serenity, who also took out a PPP loan, but also was
Back into the
forgiven
business.
for our PP loan, the whole loan. Uh-oh. How'd that happen?
Hold on now.
Dre, how'd that happen?
Hold
Why?
on now.
Because our receipts showed what we told you we were going to do with the money, not the opposite. Okay, well, we forget. We just
That's
go ahead
cool.
and forget that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Any other loans y'all ready to give out?
Straight up.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Now, I also have a business, not on, your scale. I got a small business, do cigar, merchandise. Can't do the tobacco thing yet because I don't have the tobacco license. So, I was able to partake, and I got a garage full of got a garage full of evidence that says what I've done with my buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, stop going to buy Ferraris with your 1.2, man. Stop doing that.
Somebody gave him 1.2. They really gave him 1.2.
1.2.
Interesting.
And my man went on a car shopping spree, bro. Stop it.
So we have a police officer who was just sentenced this past week.
Yeah.
22.5 years.
Yeah.
What's the 0.5? Is it like a half?
Yeah, man. That's your love.
Why they just didn't round it up? Like 23.
Yeah.
Take this 23.
My whole surprise in this thing is the state of Minnesota has a cap on that particular crime and what time you get for that crime, right? And from what I've read, the cap is 15 years, right? Which in the state of Nevada, 15 years is actually a life sentence in the state of Nevada. 15 years to life. 15 years is the minimum that you have to serve in order for it to be considered a life sentence, right? So for second-degree murder, Derek Chauvin received 22 and a half years, which is 7.5 years over what the state would normally allow. Now, I'm not sure what went on within the last month since the guilty verdict came versus, just a few days ago when the sentence was handed down. But somebody went to the defense of Mr. George Floyd and said, I don't think that's enough, dog. That ain't enough, man. If you go back and look at the tape,
Oh, bruh.
the tape alone,
Bruh.
because it says unintentional murder, second degree. Second degree is unintentional.
Did it look unintentional to you on tape?
This is what I'm saying. Talk to me. This is what I'm saying. If you go back and look at the video, he had every intent on that day to see that George Floyd no longer breathed air because he took it from him. Y'all saw it. So somebody was like, hold on, dog. Nah, this ain't it, bro. We need to tack on a little bit more time on that. And I believe justice was served for Mr. George Floyd a couple of days ago.
Well, you got a lot of people mad that he even got a statue. Yeah, a lot of people mad.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And they're trying to create a bill for officers who get convicted and do these types of things to citizens.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to create a George Floyd crime bill. So we'll see how far that goes.
Well, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people are upset that George Floyd even had a statue saying that he was a criminal.
My thing is, what would that bill, if something like that was to pass, what would that whole bill intake?
See, now we have
be
something
comprised of.
right. We have something that we call a citizens review board, right? And
Because I think citizens really need to sit on that board
absolutely,
and have a say-so.
absolutely, we have a citizens review board where they go through and anything new that comes up within our department, they got a chance to look at it and give their opinion on it. Any officer involved shooting, they're allowed to assess along with other officers what exactly happened, the entire situation, and give their opinions
Right.
on it. I believe the same should apply here.
Well, as quick as they did the Asian hate crime bill,
Oh, that was fast.
this bill should not take that long.
that was
either.
fast.
I'm just
that was
saying.
Speedy
I'm
Gonzalez
just
fast,
saying,
bro.
That George Floyd crime bill should not take forever.
I mean, those were fast as Manny Pacquiao's hands.
Yes.
Y'all didn't.
I mean, go ahead,
All right.
get it started,
Yeah.
and get it passed.
Yeah, ASAP. So
That's just me, though.
I believe the state of Minnesota got this one right. They got it right.
You got a lot of people, I would have liked it, have it say life, without the possibility of parole,
How
But
old is
yeah.
Derek Chauvin? How old is he?
Let's just say he's 50.
I think he's a little young. Might be 40. Let's say he's 40. Getting out at 60? 62? Meh.
And was he able to keep all of his credentials from his
Probably
job?
not. Probably not.
That's a good question.
Probably not. Especially being in that type of situation like that. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure the rules of the state of Minnesota when it comes to that. But
Well, you guys know how squeamish I am. One of the listeners, Heather Reddy, said she still hadn't watched the tape. I still hadn't watched the tape either. I saw like still images.
yeah,
I won't.
it's a little painful.
Yeah, I can't sit through that.
It's a little painful to watch, bro.
Let alone hold the camera. And I couldn't.
A little
I
painful.
couldn't. So, yeah, justice in this case was handed down to the police officer who took Mr. George Floyd's life. So, may he have.
Hey, there was a conviction and sentence.
Yeah.
So,
May he have a unpleasant stay.
270 months.
True.
We know how long it takes to get to 30 days for 1 month, boy.
Ooh.
Look, y'all, I was in the holder tank. I think I was in the holder tank. I went to jail one time, and it was for a speeding ticket back in 1995. I got on the way to my graduation. I was being late, running late to my graduation. Long story short, my pops was driving. We got a ticket in my car on the way to my graduation, and he was, pretty upset with the police officer and started going off. So she wrote us a ticket. I left, went to college. He said he would take care of the ticket. Never did. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility.
Right.
I shouldn't have, put that responsibility on anybody else to take care of but me. Fast forward to 2006, 2007, something like that. And I get pulled over, 2 a.m. Me and Gat Daddy,
Yeah.
and not to put his business out there, but they ran my stuff and said, you got a warrant. And I was like, for what? They was like, a ticket. I was like, bruh, I don't have no ticket. They like, from 1995, you do. And his partner, the partner said, oh, man. He laughing. He's like, you didn't think the statute of limitations didn't hit that ticket already. So they laughing as they put me in handcuffs. I'm like, yikes. I'm looking at my boy. I'm like, hey, man.
No bail warrant.
That part.
That's
Cash bail only. Northtown.
yeah.
Cash bail only. Northtown.
Say less.
Say less. So I look at Gat and I'm like, hey man, take my car home, bro. Just they run his stuff. This dude got a warrant.
Yikes.
Come on, man. We sitting in back of the squad car?
Both of us.
No, all three of us went to jail. My car went to jail too, bruh. Innocent.
Yeah.
She was innocent.
Yeah.
My car got put in
Did
jail.
nothing to deserve this.
She looking at y'all like,
Side eye.
man, I can't believe y'all, man.
So I
Side eye.
gotta pay for her amount of time in the penitentiary too, right? So oh man. True story, man. So I was in there for a couple hours, bruh. I can't even imagine. How many months you say?
270.
The conviction, bro.
I saw cats in there that I hadn't seen.
I would rather, you know what? If I was getting sentenced, I'd rather you say the years
Versus the
than
month.
the
months.
months.
Yeah.
I remember. Did you ever
Bruh.
see Wizard of Lies?
Yes.
About Bernie Madoff.
Yes.
Boy, when they said his time in months, I would have fainted.
Football numbers.
No,
Nah, bruh.
I'm talking
not
about the
in
years.
months.
About the
In
years.
months.
In months.
Well, he in there for life, but they said like 2,000 and something months. I was
Months.
like, oh, gee. Man, just say the years.
Just gotta count
Say
one
it.
by one, man.
Just say the years. If I'm
You
in
know.
there for life, say life. Okay, I'm in there. I know. Life could be tomorrow.
You know,
I could die in there tomorrow.
you know. I think the
In
more
months, though?
the moral
In months.
yes, in months, bro.
270 months. Well,
Whoa.
hope somebody told you that.
Oh my God.
Don't worry about it, man. You'll be out in 270 months. Look, can you imagine being
Oh my God.
being in the penitentiary
Oh.
and 2 months go by and they like and you like,
268
hey man,
left, dog.
where we at, man? Oh man, you still in the twos, huh?
268, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, 268 family.
2 billion minutes,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Ooh. Man, don't insult me with that.
Yeah,
Just tell
that's
me
not-
the years, man.
Yeah, that's it.
268.
Yeah.
Well, he in his cell marking down.
Marking them down.
268. 267.
That's not a good look, man.
Not a good look, bro.
So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to be accountable for your actions. And so things that you do on this earth, you have to pay the price for it.
Indeed.
You have to pay the piper. And, you know, like I said, I hope he has an unpleasant time while he is in
He needs to
those
go to the
conditions.
yard the first day.
That
Put
ain't
him out on the
happening.
yard.
That ain't happening.
You know
Put him
that-
out on the
You
yard.
know that's
that
not
ain't
going to happen.
Billy.
Put him in the cell
No.
with half dead.
That ain't happening.
Little stomach ache.
Yeah, put him in there with half dead. Half dead, you know. Come on, Jess. I know I can bust this bronc, Jess.
Ooh.
You my stuff.
Don't put him in there with half
Hopefully,
dead, bro.
hopefully he got some fight in him like Too Sweet.
Don't put him in there with
Because
half.
Too Sweet was light skinned, but Too Sweet was gonna swing back.
Yeah.
So
oh, yeah.
look,
Oh yeah.
I think when I was in there, the thing that I didn't want to do was use the restroom in front of no one.
No.
right.
So I held it as long as I could. And so I was
I didn't eat the food.
I didn't do that either.
I drank the juices and stuff like that when I was in there, but I did not eat none of that food.
You know what's crazy is when I went down for chow, is what they call it. I just couldn't get over that part either. What had happened was I'm standing in line. I get my little tray and they put the slop on my joint and put the little, fruit or the little milk or the milk and the juice, whatever. They give you the stuff. And you know how you're just
Slop.
supposed to just follow in line and just sit wherever you land.
Yeah.
I saw Gat on the other side of and I tried to stop and sit where he was at. They're like, nah, bro, keep going. I was like, oh, you can't sit with the homies? All right, that's something new. I know. So, remember in Life when he said, you gonna eat your cornbread? Some dude was like, hey, man, you gonna I forget what the sweet was. whatever the dessert piece was they
Yeah.
gave me. Somebody asked me for it, like a cookie or something. And I was like, I'm not going to eat it, dog. You can have it. He asked me for it. He's like, you want your cookie? I was like, you can have it, bruh. So he pretty much asked me for my cornbread, and I gave it up because I ain't want it. I'm not going to argue with you about a cookie. True story, man. You can't make it up. So I gave him my little cookie, and I drank my little juice. I didn't eat the food.
Yeah, that's how I was, and I wasn't there.
But
No
when
food.
I say all that to say, when I didn't want to use the restroom, when they opened up the cell, when my cellie left is when I used the restroom. I was still mad that I had to walk around the
Oh, you went
yard.
upstairs.
Yeah, I went upstairs.
Oh, okay. See,
So
I
I
was
was
in the
there.
holding tank. I was not.
I went to
I
the
was not going to eat
So
no food in
I-
the holding tank.
So I was in the holding tank for a long time because this was around the time when that officer went into somebody's house here in North Las Vegas and somebody killed that officer. When was that? What year was that? It was around that time when that officer got killed in North Las Vegas. I guess he was dating a girl and he went over to the house and the dude killed him and he was a cop.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about another situation.
Whatever. But I was in there during that whole time, so tension was high.
Yeah.
You know, and then they said, you know, we got a spot for you. They give you the little outfit to put on, the little
Jumpsuit.
the little jumpsuit, the
And the
little
sandals.
the fruit panties, and the sandals, and they didn't have sandals my size, so I'm size 12. I'm walking around with a 10 at the highest, you know.
Yeah.
And I just didn't, you know. I ain't feel comfy.
You ain't fit the bill, man.
I saw cats in there I hadn't seen since 3rd grade too. I was like, no wonder they ain't seen this dude. He
Might have
in
been a
here.
reason. That's what I was gonna say.
I had
it's the reason
long,
you ain't
I had
seen it.
long dreads at the time too. I seen somebody getting their hair braided. I was like, yeah, this ain't the spot for me, man. I know you see it on a daily basis, huh? How often do you see people getting their hair braided up in there? Every day?
It happens. Bro. It happens. Bro.
Freshly twisted. Let the ball
Got
bounce.
hairdressers up in there?
It happens, bro.
Stylists? Wow.
You'd be surprised.
You didn't see that up in there when you was in there, bro?
No, I didn't. No,
Nobody was in there getting their hair braided?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
And you didn't eat either, huh? How long did you go before you ate?
I ate when I went upstairs,
Okay.
but I was only upstairs for a little while. I went to court. The stuff got thrown out, and I was out.
Yeah, I think I was
But
in
I
there
went in on
16
the weekend.
hours.
I went in on a weekend, on Friday night.
Yeah, I went
So
in
I
on,
had to wait till Monday morning.
I think I went in on
to
Wednesday
see that
or
man.
something. Yeah. I didn't even have to see nobody. I got bailed out. And,
Yeah, it was a traffic ticket. You ain't gotta see nobody for that.
yeah. I did ask in the holding tank if they can put me in a holding tank where people who only get speeding tickets, not with the rest of not where everybody else was at.
They don't make those.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like, yeah, bro,
Yeah,
we
we
had
don't
a.
make those.
you in the right spot.
It's crazy
They
that you say that, man. We had.
They
an
don't make
incident,
those?
We had an incident where that happened, where somebody that was there for tagging, which is simply a misdemeanor crime at best, destruction of property, was put in with someone that had killed someone, and I guess you probably figure out the rest, bro.
They killed him? Oh. So I wasn't out of the realm of asking.
No,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I got a speeding ticket. Why do I need to be next to Jeffrey Dahmer?
The moral to this story is just live right.
Hey, even when you
don't
live
go.
right,
don't go.
it's hard. I thought I was gonna be the only black man to say I ain't go to the clinker. Yeah, that didn't happen. That wore
Committing
out.
cyber crimes.
The clinker.
Quit committing regular crimes.
That's it,
Quit
clinker.
getting mad because somebody is dating your ex-girl. Stop.
Is what it is, man.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it.
Yeah, leave it alone, bro.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. This is what we do. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio and more. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose
Let me tell you how serious
Bill Blockham Logan.
Let me tell you how serious it is. Tara Glover, she said, well, she got pulled over and started crying immediately, and they let her go.
Maybe that's what I should have did. Quan, you ever been to the penitentiary?
That's how serious it is.
Oh, man, that's terrible, man. That is terrible.
Oh, it's serious.
Oh, man. Oh, boy, we got a lot on the slate today.
I've been to Pecos and Stewart.
Ah, that's the juvenile.
How long was you there, though?
Well, no, that's city.
Yeah,
City.
that's it.
City.
City.
I used to deliver linen there. But then one day I was wearing the linen I delivered. It's kind of weird. Just like 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was in there for like less than 24. They let me out like 4:35 in the morning. They came, they said, Bailey, roll up. I was like, all right. That's when I seen SJ in there.
Roll up.
Roll
Oh,
up.
boy, that's funny, man.
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
This is what we do, man. We talk Sports Talk Radio and more. Real life, man. So great that justice is being served on his part, man. He will be in that thing for another 22.5. Now, is he eligible for parole?
You have to serve a certain amount
I'm sure.
before that.
So, like, let's just say he served 15.
He might be up
around
5.
Around that. I think it's like 60%. I'm not sure of the
Minnesota.
state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Nevada.
And we have to remember he's a cop.
Yeah, but
So,
I mean,
You know.
you get that 22, that thing. That's you are not above that, no matter who you are. You get that sentence, you got that.
Our resident lawyer, real lawyer, that is, not a Facebook lawyer, but Roger Bailey
out
said,
Raj
good
Bailey,
news,
man.
they are actually decriminalizing traffic citation in
Yes.
Nevada soon.
Yeah,
The
heard that.
bill was signed into law recently.
Yep.
I'm not sure when it goes into effect, but hey, we love that information, but how can that help me now?
15 years later.
Well, just know if you get one,
Yeah.
you ain't got to cry, Tom. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
You ain't
pay
got
the
the
ticket.
boo-hoo.
Yeah, you ain't got the boo-hoo.
But I ain't
No.
gonna even lie. My inner gangster came out. I mean, I probably, while I was in there with Gat tried to tell me to, Gat actually told me to calm down. Because I said cuz about 1,000,000 times. Because I was hot. It was this, look, I'm going to tell this story. We're going to be done. It was this white guy in there who was complaining. Like, he was whining. He was complaining.
Typical.
And it was he just kept saying, please, can I get a phone call? And can one of you guys make a phone call to my girlfriend for me? Like, he just talking so much, and it's just really irritating. And so one of the homeless guys that was asleep under the bench, he got up, and we all stood back and looked. And he said, hey, man, do you want some MFing wine? I mean, cheese with all that whining you doing? I was like, oh, it's about to get crazy in here.
With the homeless dude.
Oh, it got greasy when I was in there. It was like 2 fights. I was like,
Oh, yeah. It happens.
just don't bring that over here.
Because it's going to be a problem.
It happens.
These uppercuts still work.
That was like my favorite,
All body
like
shots.
in street fighting, that was like my favorite shot. Was
Yeah.
the
Uppercut,
uppercut.
man.
It's just when you
Uppercut,
see
yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
you know, shout out to all you UFC people out there,
Yeah,
all you
dude got
boxing.
stepped on. Dude got stepped on in the holding tank. And then one dude jumped up, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Came from the bottom.
I was like, oh.
Came from the bottom. Pull that out the shoelaces, G.
So we got a thing going on right now where, you know, there's a lot of basketball debate going on in sports right now. A lot of playoffs. CP3 is back.
Yeah.
Clippers bounce back. So did the Bucks. Trey didn't play that well. We're going to talk about all of that.
Yeah.
But Goose raised a question on social media, and so if you hadn't been on the Facebook social media and you're just now on the Facebook Live right now, please share the live feed. He posed a question, and I'm gonna let you say what the question was, because I believe you said if you could take what you have now, the KD we see now, with the Scotty that we know of, not the Scott Pippen,
prime Scotty,
not the Scott Pippen that was drafted, but the Scotty,
established,
the established Scotty Pippen.
Yeah.
If you have the established Scotty Pippen and the already established KD in a draft, who do you pick to start your franchise first?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly
was that the question?
That's exactly it. And we had some interesting GM answers that came through.
So we got Facebook GM.
Yeah.
So I want to get Quan on this. Quan, like who do you choose? Who do you choose if you have a Scotty versus a KD in a draft first pick?
KD.
Cut and dry.
No
Plain and
question.
simple. No
There's
question. Not even
question
close.
about that.
Billy?
KD.
Mr. Bailey?
I think I'm gonna go last on this one.
I mean,
I can go right now.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate
I
on purpose. We need everybody's feedback on this. We just glad that y'all watching right now. Please share the live feed. I'm gonna take Scottie Pippen. You're getting a scorer. You're getting a defender. You're getting a person who can play any role you need him to play. He can go out and guard the best guy. He can get his buckets. He's just going to be that Scottie Pippen for you. If it's not his night, he's gonna be the best two you got. If he's not the best one. But it's no question that KD scoring wise, it's that
Well,
It was two different questions.
You can't even.
I'll put it to you this way: people act like KD is not a decent defender.
Oh, he can defend.
He can defend.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just not what he's
he will-
noted.
Yeah, he's just not. He's just not. His makeup is not of a defensive player.
Yeah.
But he can defend.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Sure.
Me too.
He can defend out top,
We
and he
witnessed
can
it.
defend in the post. He has a little both. He's not, stellar in the post defending, but he has the quickness and enough, and
Yeah,
he can
hold his
he
own.
can defend.
Hold
I mean,
his
he can rim protect too because he's long. So
And this is coming from somebody that, was clowned because he couldn't bench 185 pounds. But he seems to be pretty strong on the basketball court. So,
Yeah.
I
I don't think you need to bench 180
No,
pounds.
you
to
do
that.
Is the
not.
ball 185
it
pounds?
is not.
Is the ball 185 pounds?
He has proven that
I don't
that
think so.
stroke
Last time I checked,
means nothing in the weight room.
you don't need that.
So it was two different because Eddie Johnson said that he would take Scottie Pippen's resume over Kevin Durant's resume.
Well, if you're looking at resume, you have championships on your resume.
Yes.
And he's top 50 of all time.
Yes.
So
Well, if
all
you
that
do the
good stuff.
list all over again, KD is top 50 of all time.
And if you
Somebody
did-
coming off.
And if you did the list and
Period.
it was Kevin Durant and Scottie Pippen left, and you had to put one of them people on the
Dave
list,
DeBuscher, get out of here.
Get out of
who you
here.
putting on the list?
It's about 4 or 5
Dolph Shays.
Celtics.
Dolph Shays, get out of
Get
here.
out of here.
I'm saying if it came down to those two dudes to get that 50th spot, who you putting on the list out of those two dudes? I think to force somebody to actually answer the question and not beat around it, you have to involve those two guys.
I'm
I
putting
got the
KD
list.
on. If I have those last two, I have to pick from these two.
Yes.
To fulfill my 50.
Yes.
On my greatest 50th of all time.
Yes.
And I have to pick one of those two.
Yes.
It's going to be KD and then Scottie Pippen 51.
And if you look at their accolades, Billy, I don't know if you're pulling it up or not, but if you look at their individual accolades, right? Kevin Durant is the more accomplished player from an individual accolade standpoint. There's not anything outside of all defensive teams that Scottie has that Kevin Durant doesn't. Kevin Durant is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. He's a one-time world champion gold medalist, right? Scottie, I believe, was on Dream Team 1 and 2, correct? 96 in Atlanta. You know, he was in Barcelona.
Arguably the greatest dream team ever
It's
assembled.
not even a question. It's the greatest. That might be the greatest team ever in any sport assembled. You look at, again, individual accolades. KD has 4 scoring titles. When Scottie Pippen was the man on that Portland team, right? He averaged 22 points a game. That's his highest in the 3 years I believe he was there. 22 points a game. Kevin Durant, I think his first 2 years was his last time averaging anywhere that low. Everything else has been in the mid-20s and above.
I mean, if we're going resumes, so this is a person that
My thing is, that's a Captain Obvious. Yeah, you take Scotty's resume.
Yes.
Over his. Yeah, come on, man.
yeah,
If you're
Come on now.
if championships is all you're looking at,
No, nobody can look at just championships when you're looking at both resumes.
we're,
Right,
ta-
right.
we're
Because
taking
Scotty has way much more than just the 6 championships
Yeah,
on
he
his
has
resume.
the-
His resume is vast.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, it's better than KD's because KD don't have any defensive player.
And that's the only
You
thing.
know,
That's the only thing. But Scottie Pippen ain't got no scoring titles. He has no MVPs.
I mean,
he
well-
has no Finals MVPs.
well, he had a person on his team that was doing the scoring
Yeah,
titles for him.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
but this is the thing. That's not like the championships aren't Kevin Durant's fault or Scottie's fault. The scoring titles and the MVPs and the Finals MVPs aren't KD's fault. Right?
I would take Scotty's resume over KD's, but I would take KD all day over Scotty. Come drafted to start my team.
Yeah.
I'm not certain about the resume.
I'm taking the resume. I'm taking Scotty's resume, but I'm taking KD if I had to choose between the two. If I'm left,
That's my point.
So y'all taking Robert Ory's resume over
over who?
KD's? I mean, he got the chips. He got 7.
No, but he doesn't have the accomplishments either.
So this is
that
what I'm
KD
saying.
I'm taking KD.
As far as accomplishments, Kevin Durant has just as many
KD's
accomplishments as Scottie does.
I take his resume.
Over KD. Robert
no,
Ory.
I'm just saying personally.
Yeah.
Give me 7 chips, and plus I was a contributor too. Yeah, I'll take that all day. Just personally, I'm not gonna say over Scotty. I mean, over Scotty or KD. I'm not gonna say that. But that's a whole different, another narrative that we can create. But I'm sure
I got to go with the resume piece.
Yeah.
And this is, if I'm looking at 2 resumes in my office and I'm looking at accomplishments and where and who and how and things, chips got to be included because that has to go on the resume. But I mean, are we taking the chips off his resume? We're going to do that. Right?
No,
So
not at all.
if I'm looking at resume and I hadn't seen any one of them play,
I was getting ready to. Okay, I was gonna read off the resume of Scottie Pippen right now.
let's do it.
So, 2-time consensus NAIA All-American, 86 and 87. USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, number 33, retired by the Chicago Bulls, NBA's 50th anniversary team, NBA Steals leader in 1995. 2-time NBA All Defensive Second Team, 8-time NBA All Defensive First Team,
8 times.
2-time All NBA Third Team, 2-time All NBA Second Team, 3-time All NBA First Team, NBA All-Star Game MVP, 7-time All-Star, 6-time champ. It's a solid resume, bro.
Yeah.
It truly
No
is.
USA, nothing, no Olympics.
Oh well, yeah, he got two gold medals, right? And the 2 gold medals, right? So let's go to Kevin Durant.
I got it pulled up.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's he's 2-time NBA champion,
Okay.
2-time NBA Finals MVP,
Mm-hmm.
NBA Most Valuable Player,
Mm-hmm. MVP award.
11-time All-Star,
Mm-hmm.
2-time All-Star Game MVP, 6-time All NBA First Team,
Mhm.
3-time All NBA Second Team,
Mhm.
Rookie of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
4-time NBA Scoring Champion, Consensus National College Player of the Year in 07, Consensus First Team All American 07, Big 12 Player of the Year, 2-time U.S. Male Athlete of the Year, McDonald's All American. Come on, give me KD, man. Give me KD. Yeah, give me KD, man. KD. If we going by resume, if we gonna go by resume,
That's the resume.
50, 40, 90 club.
34 is number 35, retired at Texas.
He only played 1 season in college.
And let me tell you something. And I've said this multiple times on the show.
First time parade All American
Mm-hmm.
in 06. Okay, he has gold
3
in
of them.
London,
3 of them.
Rio, and for
and the World
in
Championships
the
in
World
Turkey.
Championship in Turkey. That's a good ad.
That's a good resume.
Almost said it. But
That's a good resume.
That's a great resume. And he ain't done.
That's the cold part right there.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm talking about.
I think what Scotty holds over him on that resume is
the championship.
6
No doubt.
championships.
That's not to be debated. You cannot debate that. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
saying
not
too.
one of those 6 NBA championships do you see Finals MVP.
Not over no Jordan. That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
I don't care if KD was on that team. I don't think he would have got
No, Michael Jordan is
MVP over Jordan. I'll take that resume all day. If I'm like I said, if I hadn't seen him play, and I'm looking at Scotty's and KD's resume, and I'm looking at all of the accomplishments and all of the things, because I still believe that KD, when he played for Texas, bro, let me tell you.
Well, here's my thing. This is one reason I'm okay. I know Scotty has the 6 rings, but KD has 2 Finals MVPs on a team that everybody
Wasn't even
deemed-
his.
Yeah. I mean, on the team that everybody said was loaded and Chuck that he went to play the side dude on.
Yes,
He's the best player on the team. They went to the Hamptons and got him.
Yes.
They
he
recruited
didn't-
him.
yes.
He didn't beg to come into their circle. They begged him to come into theirs.
He has 2 Finals MVP. Scotty
That's-
has none. You know
How
why?
are you Steph Curry and you let somebody else come to your team and get Finals MVP? How about before KD got over there, he let Andre Iguodala get the
Come on, man. Now we finna get into a whole nother conversation. We finna get into a whole nother conversation, Dre. I'm telling you. KD actually tried to give
to me
Steph that Finals MVP.
To me-
that last one, and he still couldn't do it.
to me, with all the other accolades on both resumes, to me that stands out more.
That's huge.
Because in the biggest moment, this dude here got the MVP twice.
And tried to give one away. He tried to give Steph the Finals MVP in the closeout game.
Scotty was not able to trump Jordan and get an MVP.
Ever.
No, he wasn't having it.
How many Steph drop in that closeout game? Like 36?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like it might have been a 40-point game. He still couldn't give it to Steph. because he had already done work prior to that.
Okay, so we all take KD, right?
Yeah, sure. I will. I am.
If I'm looking at resumes, I'm taking KD.
Yeah.
And if I had the last 2 picks for my top 50, KD would be in there. And I love Pippen.
I love Scotty. I really, truly
I actually
do.
like Pippen's new hairstyle. I think it fits him.
Yeah.
That's just
the
me.
blowout. The blowout.
I think it fits him. That look.
And of course, all of this started
Yeah.
with, Scottie Pippen, in his recent comments about, comparing KD to LeBron James. And, LeBron James understands the team concept. I'm just paraphrasing here. He understands the team concept more, so I'm going to take LeBron James over Kevin Durant, yada, yada, yada. Which I don't have a disagreement with what Scottie Pippen is saying when you're talking about that aspect of the game. I'm not taking that away from what Scottie Pippen is saying. But it seems as though, and I'm not in the man head, I don't know, but it seems as though Scottie was hurt. It seems like he was coming from a place of pettiness and malice.
Well, he made a gross mistake in his statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever agree with anything Stephen A says, but,
No, at all.
he made a gross mistake. He said that LeBron James won a championship with no help.
Who said that?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Scotty. He won a championship with no help. I said no. He got a team to the finals with no help, but he certainly didn't win it.
Had he
Nobody wins.
Had
no
he
help.
won that championship with Matthew Dellavedova,
Boy,
I don't know that we're not
saying that he's the GOAT.
saying he's the GOAT right now.
Yeah.
Had he won that title against that Golden State Warrior team, it'd be difficult.
And your guy, Tristan Thompson.
And my guy, Tristan Thompson, the $80 million man, had he won that chip, it's possible we could be calling dude the GOAT right now.
But he didn't.
But he did not. He got 2 games out of it, though.
But Scotty said that he and he had to be corrected. He said, wait a
Yeah.
minute. He said, hold on.
Hold on. What you
He
talking
said,
about, dog?
he said Dwayne Wade and
Come on, Jay.
Bosh,
What did you
they
say?
ain't help.
Hall
Oh,
of
no, they
Famers,
wasn't
bro.
help.
He said Kyrie wasn't help.
Hall of Famers, bro.
He said AD wasn't help.
What we talking
He
about?
said that's the most idiotic thing you could have ever
Stupid.
said, Scotty. He said, do your history, bro.
Come on,
And it's
man.
funny because Scotty
know.
is kind of flip-flopping because I remember a couple years back, he's talking bad about LeBron. I don't know.
It's a little weird, man.
Now
because
he-
they were comparing LeBron
Now
to
he has some
him.
cognac in his hand, so I think
That's
he
why.
drinking. I
Yeah,
think
he drinking and
some
thinking.
Call
He got
that.
cognac in his
The
hand.
yak.
You know what I think? Dude, you drunk,
Turning
man. Yeah, you
turning the
drunk,
joint
man.
like this,
Yeah,
bros.
turning the joint, got it in the sifter.
How about another controversial? Since we are controversial here,
Yes.
and we do have the controversial
Shout
Bill
out Scottie
Blockham
Pippen,
Logan. Who, and I got to get Quan on this too when he gets back, but and I really want to hear your take, Bill, on this too. Who is a better point guard? Steph Curry or Trae Young? A better point guard.
Billy.
And what defines a point guard? What is the definition of a point guard? Can somebody bring up a definition to everybody?
The goalpost has been moved so much.
I mean,
when it comes to what the definition of a
Well, pull
point
it up
guard
in
is,
Webster.
bro.
a point
pulling it
guard,
up.
a point guard to me,
Pull up Webster's.
a point guard to me is a guy who can score when need be and gets all of his teammates involved, can get you good shots,
Okay.
and he plays defense.
Got something for you. This right
Pull it
here
up.
proves my point, what I've been saying the entire time about Steph Curry not being a point guard.
Here we go.
The point guard, also called the one or the point.
You pulling up the Webster?
This is the definition this is the Googled definition of point guard. Point is one of 5 positions in a regular basketball game. This involves setting up plays on the court,
Okay.
getting the ball to the teammate in the best position to score, and controlling the tempo of the game.
So CP3 would be a
point guard
Rondo
would be a point guard. Steph Curry would be a 2. I mean, the definition of point guard does not define the way Steph Curry plays basketball. It just doesn't. Why do we have to argue about this?
Bill, who's a better point guard out of those two?
Trae Young and Steph Curry.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Steph.
Better point guard. What about you, Quan? Better point guard.
I would say Trae Young if you want to say point guard, because Steph is way more of a shooting guard, and I think Trae Young dishes the ball better and more accurate as a point guard. Steph could pass. I'm not saying Steph can't pass. He's a great passer, but I think Trae Young really gets his team involved by himself. Yes. Steph gets his team involved because the way they play, the way they rotate the ball, but I think Trae Young, pure point guard, I'll go with Trae Young.
That's my reasoning.
I don't think it's any.
But would Trae Young be Trae Young without being able to shoot?
Oh, he can shoot that
Oh,
thing.
no doubt. He can shoot that thing.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
No.
Would he be considered a better point guard than Steph if he couldn't shoot like he can?
I mean, generally, and
I'm gonna say no.
Your point guards can shoot. Generally, there are exceptions to the rule.
Rondo can't shoot.
Rondo, and that's what I was gonna say.
If he
Rondo
was
is one of those.
dishing-
guys.
Magic couldn't really shoot.
If he was dishing
he
10
shoot good
assists a
enough.
game, he would be.
Who?
If he was dishing out 10 assists a game, he would be considered. Because John Stockton wasn't a shooter.
He wasn't a
very
great
true.
shooter.
Oh, John Stockton was a way better shooter than these guys we're mentioning. John Stockton could knock down a shot wide open all the time.
Sure he could. But
And that's your guy.
that's my guy. Absolutely. It's
He
my
was a way
favorite
better
point guard of
shooter.
all
He
time.
just didn't shoot
he averaged 14
a
points
lot.
a game.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot the ball.
but he
That's
sure
just
got
wasn't him.
his whole team. He got
Oh, that's not even a debate.
he got even his big fella involved.
Yeah,
Who was just passed away a couple weeks ago.
Mr. Eden. Yeah, absolutely.
Mark Eden. He got them dudes involved.
That's,
I mean,
to me,
He
that's
wasn't
the
a shoot.
definition of
He wasn't a
point guard,
shoot
though.
first guy.
No, that's the definition
But
of
if
a
you
point
left
guard,
him
though.
open,
Oh yeah, he's knocking that down.
like Charles Barkley did,
yes, right in your mouth. He's knocking that down.
game time. We going to the finals.
No
Bye bye.
doubt. No doubt about it.
Don't leave me open.
Yeah,
Are you
come on
crazy?
now. Come on now. I know I ain't Jeff Hornacek, but damn. Come on now.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah, man.
I mean, if I'm going pure,
To me, that's a more dangerous point guard. To me, that is a more dangerous. The one who doesn't shoot that much in a
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
he's getting everybody involved.
Sure.
But when you leave him open,
He's knocking it
he's
down.
knocking them down.
Down your throat.
Dude, get him.
Yeah, please.
We can't double.
No, we can't.
We can't double this guy no
Yeah,
more.
he's out
You
here
gotta
for a
stay. You
reason.
gotta stay here,
Yeah, he's out here for a reason.
please.
Yeah.
He's not missing a shot, bro.
Yeah.
That's more dangerous to me.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie is
Boy,
balling
out there
right
doing
now.
his
Now
thing.
when you got these,
Reggie Hooper
now
right
when you have these guards like Trae Young and Steph coming down, shooting at will when they want to and scoring.
Yeah.
That's dangerous too.
Yeah.
But I think defenses are really geared up to stopping them. A lot of times they weren't geared up to stop Stockton.
Right. Right. Yeah. That because that was never Stockton was never the focus.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Defensively because he just
Karl
wasn't.
Malone was.
Karl Malone was the focus,
But leave him open.
Brian Russell was the focus.
Leave him
like,
open,
dudes
though. Had to
that
start
that
hitting
shot the
Yeah.
most.
Leave him open though.
Yeah. Hitting it in your mouth. Period.
You know,
That's down your esophagus immediately.
Yeah.
the fact that Trae Young has the same amount of range as Steph Curry.
Yeah.
He can shoot that thing from half court. He can shoot it from 1 foot across half court.
He has an
He
array.
can shoot right on the line. He has a great handle.
Yes.
He controls the offense and gets his teammates the ball in the right spots. I would have to take Trae Young as the better point guard.
Yes. And I wish
Better
people
shooter?
would.
It's not even
Steph
close.
Curry. Steph Curry's the best shooter I've ever seen in my life. I just wish people knew what the difference was and what exactly it is that we're talking about versus just jumping to a conclusion and not even thinking about the game of basketball. Like, y'all looking at Basketball Reference and you see point guard plastered next to his name, so you run with that instead of actually watching basketball and clearly seeing that he doesn't control the game. He's not the main distributor on his basketball team.
Well, I'd have to argue that because
Let's hear it.
he does control the game when he has the ball in his hand.
I'm saying
And I know what you're saying, but
Right,
we
right,
cannot
right.
can't say that he doesn't come down and run offense. He's come down and run an offense before.
generally speaking, though,
when they tip it off and he gets it, he gets the ball and he comes up and runs offense.
He comes up, passes it,
Yes,
runs through.
But that would be
That's
considering running an offense.
It's
And then he runs off several picks. They find him and he shoots.
and I think
and
Golden
that would be considered a shooting guard at that point. So at tip, he the PG. When he get down 5 seconds or below,
Who is Steph coming down helping to set up to get their own shot?
this is what I'm saying.
Not last year. I'd say in the past he was, because that team was he had better teams in the past. Like when KD was on the team, oh yeah, he would make passes to get him involved, get him a shot.
Was that necessarily Steph or the system they had moving
It's
the
a
ball
good
around? Because
system.
everybody was giving.
Everybody
Yeah.
touches the rock in that system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because let's just take the triangle for example, right? There's no there's no consideration of an actual point guard within that offense, right? But on those Bulls teams, you can say Scottie Pippen was the point guard because he initiated and did a bulk of the distributing for the offense, if that makes any type of sense. He was the point forward for that basketball team with the triangle offense. So I ain't gonna say tomato, but it's
Tomato.
The true definition of a point guard, Steph is not that. I'll say that.
He's the new word everybody's coming up with.
He's
with
the
that
hybrid. He's the hybrid.
And that's what. And look, and I made a comparison on the page last night, and it kind of flew over serial killer's head.
It's just like centers
Anything.
nowadays. They're hybrids because they can shoot.
Yeah,
they
because
can,
they can shoot, right.
They can face up
Right.
and shoot. They're not really back to the basket guys.
Right, traditional
AD.
guys.
Yeah.
Traditional
He ain't
guys,
no
right?
back to the basket guy. AD
Right.
is not that guy.
No. Right.
Stop asking AD when we're watching the Lakers play. Oh, he needs to go down in the post and back somebody else. When has he ever
Nikola-
been
That's not his
that?
game.
Nikola Jokic. Look at
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
he
he
is
can
not a
score.
traditional back to the basket guy. He can
Right.
back you down.
Yeah, he
but
can-
he also
do it.
can shoot.
Sure he can.
And he distributes
Right.
well.
Right.
You know,
It's
but he's considered a center.
yes.
Is Isaiah Thomas The old school Isaiah Thomas. Is he considered a point guard?
Sure, that was his offense, bro. Like
In
he made the plays for everybody on
And
that
he can
offense,
score.
and he can score the basketball.
in modern day basketball, which we're seeing today, the label can be point guard, but we know that hybrid name that you can put on a guy who's playing these positions, because I don't believe in positionless.
right.
Just say he's hybrid.
Yeah. He could do
Steph
a
is
few
hybrid.
things.
Steph is hybrid.
And-
Well, what about
that's exactly
what about
what I said.
Kyrie Irving? Is he a typical point guard? Because
no,
No,
He's what?
He's a score
He's a
first
scoring,
guard, bro.
He's a scoring first point guard.
He's a score first
He's a
guy.
hybrid.
That's why it was so easy for
Yeah.
him when James Harden came over. He was like, "You're the point guard. I'll play the two." You know what I'm saying? Like he said that. That's why it was just terribly easy for him to
relatively
do
easy.
because that's what he does anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well-
it's, you know,
Speaking of point guards, CP3 came back,
yes, he'll be back tonight.
and in his return back to that Phoenix team, they ended up losing to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Clippers were down 0-2. This isn't nothing new for the Clippers. The past two series that they had, they went down 0-2 and came back and won that game. Let me tell you something, man. I don't think enough is being said about the role players that the Clippers have. They are actually stepping up.
They're stepping up.
Reggie Jackson, the Morris twin.
Yeah.
The young kid. Forget his name. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes,
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann,
Yeah.
and even your guy, the backup point guard.
Hey, why you calling him my guy?
Well,
Patrick
because
Beverly.
Patrick Beverly.
He's
Patrick
been,
Beverly's not my guy.
Well,
I'm just saying-
it's the reason he out there.
They needed that 8
that's
points.
my point.
They
That's my
needed that
point.
8 points.
A lot of people say, well, why is he even on the court?
They've needed that 8 points. They've needed that 8 points. They have.
Look, Goose, look, Goose.
They've needed
A
the
lot
8
of people-
points in
They
30
needed
minutes.
that.
They needed it.
They needed the
They
8
needed
points.
it bad.
You know, and I guess he does serve a role.
He serves a role. He does.
You know,
He's a
with
pest,
being
man.
a pest.
Yeah.
You know, and bumping into people's noses with his head and all this stuff.
He definitely served a role last game.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. That's one thing I don't like about Patrick Beverly.
Nah.
He
can hurt you.
His
Yes, like literally hurt you.
Yeah.
his reckless play caused Russell Westbrook to
Torn
hurt his,
meniscus. Like, dog. The man was
On a
getting ready to
timeout.
call a timeout,
Come on, bro.
And you
Calm down.
the man tears his
You coming
meniscus,
100
bro.
miles an hour
For what,
for a
sir?
steal.
For what? A steal that you weren't
And
gonna
I'm going
get.
I'm going to the timeout. You
Come on, fam. I'm just trying to get the ball across half court here.
that's fighting stuff right there.
Dog.
That's fighting stuff right there.
Like literally,
Yeah.
and I posted. I said literally, Patrick Beverly is the dude that came to the court, double dribbling and traveling in church shoes and corduroys, bro. Get off the court, bro. Oh, reckless little boy.
Well, I mean, it's
Kool-Aid
working.
stains on your
But
chest.
It seemed to be working.
That kind of serves a purpose,
Hey,
you know.
man. Hey, I look for Devin Booker to
Not have two games.
not have 2 games in a row like that.
Mm-hmm.
The starting backcourt goes 10 for 40.
Oof. Yeah, I ain't seen that from Phoenix. And
I don't think
8
that's
games.
happening anymore, man. I really don't. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not between those 2 dudes. I don't see that. I don't see
I
that
just think
happening
it's going to be
twice in a row.
very interesting now that Chris Paul is back and Patrick Beverly is out there being a pest.
Yeah.
Chris Paul don't really play that either. He's kind of a pest too.
Yeah.
So I really want to see that
Offensively,
matchup.
though,
Yeah.
like he's that.
Yeah.
that dude.
I want to see that matchup.
And it's controlled, unlike
Yeah.
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 Patrick Beverly,
Arkansas kid.
he
man.
he caused Devin Booker to break his
Arkansas.
nose. I was
Chicago.
watching the TNT special, and Barkley was saying, playing in that thing, you can only see
Yeah.
what's in front of you, not to the side. And
Sure.
so Kenny Smith was like, well, Rip Hamilton You know, he was like, yeah, well, Rip
knocking down
just
mid-range
played
jumpers
in
for a
his
living.
thing. It wasn't a one.
Right.
I'll tell you, like when my brother played in high school, and he used to hate people to try to come steal the ball from him. So, you know, because he was the point guard at Western. So, shoot, he dribble, and as soon as you try to reach, and he played football
Throw
too.
that
So
shoulder right
he
in
throw
your
that shoulder.
mouth.
he cut plenty of eyes open. Hey, man,
yeah.
he reaching.
Stop reaching.
Stop
Stop reaching.
You play defense with your feet.
He either ripping, he even tearing your mouth open,
Yeah.
or you got a gash over your eye. But quit reaching, man.
Come on now.
You're not gonna rip me,
You're not gonna take the ball from me. Stop.
but you got to go see that young
Yeah.
Stitch
You
artist
gotta
over
see,
there.
Gotta see young Stitch. Get that thing sold up.
Get that thing
you out
sold
here
up.
playing defense with your face.
Yes.
Weirdo. Playing defense with your face.
Well, I mean, you know, Devin Booker, you know, has to wear his face guard to protect his nose. He seems to be getting a little frustrated with Patrick Beverly. I think what the Clippers are doing is working. I just remember a short time ago that Tyronn Lue, when the Lakers had an opening for coach and his name was being mentioned, they were like, oh, here's LeBron, trying to bring in his guys. Tyronn Lue's not a good coach.
They didn't
He's not
offer him enough money.
yeah, he's not a good coach. He's not a good coach. And LeBron was the coach of that team. And now we're starting to see that Tyronn Lue can actually coach with his in-game
And make in-game adjustments.
adjustments. Where's that same energy about Tyronn Lue?
Hey, man.
Interesting.
Josh Smith recently had a IG post, and he brought that up in reference to one Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting that, Josh Smith, somebody that played,
That he surfaced. Where he been?
I have no idea.
Well,
Just keeping quiet.
even
It's kinda
Scotty,
like-
even Scotty had something negative to say about Doc, about their handling of Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think,
And it's like, dude, Doc only had him for one season.
but Josh Smith, his wasn't the handling of Ben Simmons. His was just making in-game adjustments.
Well,
That was his
coming in
thing.
that Ben Simmons didn't have a shot, so you should have got with him during the summer. What?
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
heard it
come
was
on,
Brett
Scotty.
Brown's fault.
Come on, Scotty.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio. Your guy Dre
Bailey
Bailey.
Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan. Caller. What's your name? What's your question?
Dre, what's going on? It's Mondo. How y'all doing?
Mondo, what it is,
in the
man.
building, man. What's up with it, G?
Yes.
You getting ready?
What's going on, fellas?
You getting ready for this upcoming football season, man?
I am, but I will be in the nation's capital, formerly invaded by the stormtroopers of
Okay,
QAnon stormtroopers.
because I got a question to ask you.
The January 6 boys is what we're
Hold
gonna call
on.
them.
I got to throw some. I got some jokes first, namely at our favorite little point guard in Las Vegas, SJ.
Shut
Our
up,
favorite little point guard, aka Shun Johnson.
Shun.
Let me-
Shun.
Shun. Shun.
Shun.
The favorite little Kappa that could.
Oh, wow. The cap of that kid. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Y'all over
start
here.
with my buddy.
Y'all over
Bro.
here Greek banging.
That's deep, bro. that's deep.
Yeah, I'll move into DC in about 2 weeks. So
Oh, wow.
I'm looking for.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
bro.
so
Chocolate
I will now be able to
City.
go to the artist formerly known as the Redskins. I will call them Redskins all day long, just to be spiteful.
Wow.
But I
Chocolate
wanted
City.
to say
You're
something
gonna
to
be
y'all
that
real
guy.
quick.
Chocolate City.
I will be that guy. Yes, I will be that guy. But I was gonna. I don't agree with either one of you all. This is disagreement day for the best point guard. I was saying in chat that Isaiah Thomas to me is the best point guard. Bar none. Control the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
Could score. Could shoot.
Sure.
And then I think Quan was saying anybody not named Magic, but Magic was a hybrid, Mr. Forward, Mr. Center, Mr. Point Guard. So he was a hybrid.
Right.
He was a hybrid. I would say he
Yeah.
was a hybrid.
For that time, and
Yes,
it
I
was,
agree.
It was
For that
when
time,
and
yeah.
it was when he had to, because he actually had a bona fide center Hall of Famer that he could go to. That at that time it was big man ball, so he didn't.
Right.
it's just a different kind of basketball.
He's not a
He
hybrid.
played-
He
he
was
played-
just tall.
he played
He
in
played
high-
like a
Yeah.
small
college.
guard.
Yeah.
He was the best passer of all time.
Yeah,
That's
I
not a
can't take
hybrid.
that away
He's
from
just
that
tall.
at all.
You can't penalize him for being tall
yeah, he's 6'9". You can't
because
yeah.
he was a pure point guard.
Sure.
Being 6'9".
Sure, no doubt, no doubt.
He
Was.
played that at Michigan State.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't take that from him.
Yeah.
So that I certainly, bar none.
Yeah.
But what was you said you had a question for me?
You a Green Bay fan, and right before we let you out, man,
Uh-oh.
what is going on with your quarterback? Is he going to quarterback this year?
I'm praying and praying that he leaves. I want Green Bay to go out in flames.
Bill.
Yes.
What?
I told y'all last year.
Are
Wait a
you
minute. Last year let's rewind the clock back.
Oh my God!
I told y'all last April. I told y'all last April this was coming. Y'all thought I was nuts. Now, so here, listen. I was the same thing with Brett Favre. I am still a Green Bay fan, but I also like Aaron Rodgers. If you're not going to treat the man right, go somewhere where you're going to be treated right. So I hope he goes to New Orleans, or I pray he doesn't go to
Okay,
Denver.
so on that
Who treated
note,
him wrong?
Okay, all right. Okay, I thought you were
If he
just
goes
like
to Vegas, I will cheer. I will finally have a reason to cheer for Vegas. Finally. Other than that, they can rock.
Who's treating him wrong? The franchise for not giving him
First of all,
a better offense than he had last year, which came in.
No. First of all, you're the sucky coach Matt LaFleur, who can eternally kick rocks, who can forever just go down in flames. Matt LaFleur sucks. The fact that you won't draft
Didn't y'all
anybody to
only
give him
lose
support-
3 games last year? Why?
2 years in a row.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. You asked me, so I'm answering you. So how do you kick a field goal when you're the NFC Championship game? And this
Because
is
fourth down is not
twice.
going for it on fourth down is not guaranteed.
You
So he
should
has to
always go
think
for
as
the
a
win.
coach. He has to think as a coach. Let's get points.
Listen, I'm not listening to somebody who didn't even make
the fourth
Excuse
down
me,
was
you didn't make
guaranteed.
excuse me. Hello, excuse me. You didn't make the playoffs. You can't talk. You stay over there with your broken knees and broken everything else.
to shut up too. Let me not say a word.
But Bill's gonna get me back this year.
Be quiet,
Listen,
bro.
I-
We didn't make the playoffs.
Listen, but seriously, you asked me, did they really? They didn't draft anybody last year to support him. So yes, I would say Dre was part of offense. They didn't draft anybody this year. What if I were Aaron Rodgers? Why would I want to stay? Clearly, you're showing me you have no intention
You know what?
of wanting.
They end up
a reason for him to stay.
getting the kid Higgins from Clemson, which I mean, like, to your point,
That's a good look.
He's a great wide receiver. But I think to the point that you're trying to make, Mondo, is getting one of the better available guys, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
What was
I
wrong?
mean, if I were him, I'm happy when he leaves. I mean, I love him. I will cheer for him wherever he goes. It'll pain for me.
The Green Bay offensive rating last year, I want to say it was 2. And
They had one of the better offensive lines in the league too.
Until they had injury.
your
Until
coach,
the injuries,
not
yeah.
your coach, your quarterback gets MVP.
Yeah. And he could be MVP of the Raiders, MVP of the Broncos. He
Who
could be
did
MVP
him
of New
wrong?
Orleans.
Who's doing him wrong? The organization.
He also
The
should have ran
general
it in.
manager.
He also should have ran it in on that third down
so he's
play
doing
too.
himself wrong.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, and I agree with you, Bill, on that too. I agree with Bill.
But as
I'm
a
happy to go.
coach, how would put your coaching hat on, Armando. If you went for it on first, second, and third down and didn't get it, and you're in a game like that, you got to think as a coach. Okay, fourth down is not guaranteed, and we're inside the 5-yard line. We might have to go for a field goal. So let's go and get the points.
But
We
if we
still
look-
have time to get the ball
If we
back
looked
and
at
let
the
Aaron
tempo
do
of
his
that
magic.
game,
And
If we
but it
looked at
didn't
the
happen.
tempo of that game, they had lost the momentum. So number one, you already had Tampa Bay on the run pretty much. You should have gone for it. They were moving the ball, and the problem was they weren't converting. So for me, I'd rather go for the win and save face. If I miss it, well, at least we tried. But to kick the field goal, I don't know.
No,
I guess you could go look at it either way. I'm not disagreeing, Bill.
Green
You could look
Bay
at it either
fans
way.
would not have said, "At least we tried." they would have been like, "Why didn't you kick
No.
the field goal?"
My point.
Why didn't you kick it, bruh?
Well,
Or you can act like a hybrid coach like Tomlin and go for it on 4th down every time.
Like y'all did when y'all played us in
listen, as a
16. He went for it on 4th down. I mean, he went for a 2-pointer.
Bruh.
The whole game. It's
Bruh.
like, dude, kick a field goal at some point, man.
let's be honest about it. Like Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest of all time,
No doubt.
and let's be honest about it. Wherever he goes, he's going to play well.
No doubt.
Let's be honest about it.
I agree.
Mondo, we
I agree.
appreciate the phone call,
Yeah.
man. Long
Appreciate
time,
your
no
hard
speak,
work.
man.
Go Mob, bro.
I know, man. I'll stay in touch.
Yes,
indeed, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, this is what we
But
do.
you just hit the nail on the head with that.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it
If
would
they
have
would
been
have went
said.
for it on 4th down and failed,
They would
why didn't you kick the field goal?
Exactly.
So you're damned if you do and damned,
if you don't,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
What fights we got tonight, man?
Look, man. The one that I'm most interested in is it's a ton of them. Vasily Lomachenko is fighting tonight. I'm definitely gonna be tuning into that. Man, my man Hot Tech is a dancer, bro. Of course, UFC going on right now as we speak, but Gervonta Tank Davis is going to be taking on Mario Barrios for his WBA light. Is it light? Not light featherweight belt, but he has a WBA sanctioned belt, and he will be taking on Mario Barrios for that strap tonight on Showtime pay-per-view. Man, you better be watching.
Hey,
that
man,
fight,
a lot of sports going on, man.
Yes, indeed.
And
It is.
game, 3 tonight?
Game 3
Yeah.
is
Game
tonight
three
in the
tonight.
Western Conference Finals, man.
Yeah.
It's just a night packed full of
Suns
sports,
against
bro.
the
I will be
Clippers.
I will be box in box in box in box on my television
all your
set
TVs.
tonight, bro. Don't bother me, man, unless you're trying to come through and watch these games, bro, and these fights, man. I don't even want to hear it.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all, man.
Straight up.
Continue to support the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio crew every Saturday at 2
Yes, sir.
p.m.
Thank you
every
all.
Tuesday at 6 p.m., man. Share the live feed, man. You'll see us Tuesday here back at Gorilla Cross Studios for the best of sports talk radio with your guy, Dre Bailey.
Your man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham, Logan in the building, man. And guess what, man? If you scared,
You better go to church.